B team for life.
Up, the operators are talking, go yourself. And you got problems with dudes who are in tier 1 units? Why are you talking to us? Go talk to him. That's your world. You said it. That's your world. We didn't live in your world. Slabs of granite with names on them. How many of them are fucking operators? Not many. It's less than 1%, by the way, just in case you want to do some math. The infantry guys, the field artillery guys, the Cav Scouts, the guys from recon, the guys that went out there into sector every single day and put their lives on the line waiting for their dick to be blown off by a fucking EFP for 12, 15, 18 months at a time. Tell me that you went downrange and saw the shit that the average conventional infantryman, Marine or soldier saw. You didn't. And when you forget that, you forget your fucking place. Special Operations Forces exists for two people. The 0311 Marine Corps infantryman and the 11 Bravo Army infantryman. And when you take something from us conventional guys and tell us to shut up and condescend us because we're not operators like you, you lost all of my respect as a man. As a man.
I forgot a lot of people. If I had spent all the time naming all of the people that, I mean, here's my big one. You know, there's that saying that's attributed to like 5 different people that, you know, good people sleep peacefully in their beds at night because rough men stand ready to do violence on their behalf. How many operators were up in the guard tower?
Probably not.
Zero. They slept under the blanket of protection that was provided by conventional guys all of the time, and they lived a great life.
So you felt compelled when you saw that comment by Rob. I mean, because is it safe to say that that was pointed generally towards tier 1 guys that act like that, but Rob was specifically the one that said it?
I would absolutely say that there's a lot of great guys who were in, you know, SOF in general. But there's a specific breed of cat out there that pays lip service to, oh yeah, we respect you guys. But the reality is that, and it doesn't matter what you're talking about. They automatically look at you like, oh, you're just a conventional guy. You're an 11 bullet sponge. You know, yeah, you weren't really a warfighter. And according to them, and according to Hollywood, the whole goddamn global war on terror was fought by, you know, SEAL Team 6 and pretty much SEAL Team 6 and the SEALs in general. But like, I'm not just talking about them. I'm talking about all of those guys that forgot about the fact that Special Operations Forces exist to amplify effects on the battlefield by the conventional forces.
Yeah. I met a guy on a cruise, and he was tanker. And he started talking, and you know, I was just a regular guy. And as he started to talk, he talked exactly what you're talking about. 12, 15 hours a day, he said, explosion would go off, the back of the tank would drop, and now he's walking through the middle of town with bullets flying everywhere, trying to use it as armor. And he didn't go very deep into the details of what he did. So I automatically knew he did a lot, because the guys that just shut their mouth and say, hey, I did some things, it is what it is. Those are the guys that I think are forgotten. And we have all these movies glorifying everybody else, but what about the regular dudes? Like you said, medics, Cav Scouts, regular infantry guys. And I say that so regular is not really the word.
No,
it's just,
I mean,
if I can mention one more, the poor 88 Mikes that drove the combat logistics
they
patrol,
they
got blasted like crazy.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of people, you know, like cavalry, Cav Scouts are combat arms, medics are male fit medics get sent to the line. You know, I don't know if medics have a choice or not to not go to the line being the infantry, but when a medic attaches himself to a infantry platoon, he trains with them. He does PT with them. I mean, as far as I remember, or as far as I know, that's what they did back in the day. You know, the guys that worked at the aid station and stuff, they all did their little medic training. But guys that took pride in their job and actually wanted to utilize their skills on the battlefield got attached to line units, and they trained with them. So, I mean, again, infantry versus soft, we're all grunts here. So it was just easier to say that. But, I mean, overall, we mean conventional, because there was 100%. There was at some point in the GWAT, is my camera working? I can't hear myself. Oh, there we go. Just kidding. At some point, well, I know there was fucking cooks that saw more trigger time than Navy SEALs. Yep. It's just time and place, you know. So to take away, you know, we're all going to talk shit, but to take away from the conventional side, I love. There's some of those soft guys that are on YouTube or I have podcasts that I love.
Yeah,
I mean, off the top of my head,
Jimmy Watson's
Jimmy
awesome.
Watson. Nate from Valhalla. I know he catches a lot of heat. He's a fucking solid dude. He's a great dude. He's good to me. He's always been good to me. Andy Stump, you know, Taylor Kavanaugh, but
Pat McNamara.
Is he cool? I don't know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you told me about him. Yep.
P-Mac's great dude.
So,
well, it's kind of like the police and SWAT. The police, the regular cops are on the street, and then you have the SWAT guys. They shouldn't be better trained. Everybody should be trained the basics all the way around, and then SWAT would be just different trained. And that's kind of what I look at infantry versus the special ops community. Basic marksmanship, toughness, all that stuff. You have to be that across the board. Mm-hmm. But then there's different missions that SWAT or special ops is going to do that the regular Army guys aren't. But when you put them all next to each other in a group, there shouldn't be so much. There's not much disparity between the guys.
I mean,
with the mindset and what they want, you know, what the
precision tactics is what specialized units are used for. So special ops and special operations forces, the military, or SWAT, when you're referencing police, they're precision tactics based. So, but I mean, I knew street cops out there that were more fit and can shoot better than the SWAT dudes. Yeah, that SWAT guy just tried out. He made the team, and he's part of a team that utilizes precision to get the job done. And the cop that's good at all those things has not put it to the test. You know, could he pass trials? We don't know. Would he be a good member of the team? We don't know.
And I'll argue this, that because of ego, some of those guys say, fuck it, I'm not going to go be part of that.
Yeah.
Ego-driven nonsense where I can skip out on this training. I can slide out on this. I don't have to do that. I'm a SWAT guy. And they use that to their advantage to circumvent some of the training and some other things where some guys are like, you know what? I'm not dealing with that fucking clique. I'm just going to go do my own thing.
Is our phone line up and working?
Yes.
All right. So before we get that, so we'll just wrap this up. I mean, Jimmy, if I'm wrong, let me know. But I think all of the conventional people in the world are done with the soft stuff, done with the drama, done because you can only hear the same war stories 47 times from the same person, not taken away from what they did at all. But there's 47 dudes watching that going, I did that same thing. I was just in the 173rd. I was just in the 82nd. I was just a Marine. Like, so it doesn't, I don't have a YouTube channel, and they don't want it. They don't want, and I'm not sitting here saying that the regular guys want any of that. But
they almost can't say it though.
If
they say it, they look egotistical. Yeah. But an SF guy or a soft guy can say it, and he's a hero.
Yeah,
he can say I'm this, I'm that. If a regular guy goes, hey dude, I was overseas, and they're like, yeah, whatever, dude.
I heard this from somebody, I can't say who, but he was attached to a tier 1 unit. And he basically said, look, the majority of the strike missions that went out went absolutely perfect. They went perfect because the gear was there, the training was there, the intelligence was there, everybody was the best of the best, and the assets were astronomical. And when it did go bad, and it sometimes did, yeah, okay, it was pretty freaking hairy because they were already, like Black Hawk Down, you know, the October 3rd battle. Why do we know about that battle? It was never supposed to go that way. That's why. And so we've got to kind of remember that, like, the average conventional person, whoever it is, went out and didn't have a freaking clue what was going to happen when they drove out of the wire. They were like, all right, whatever comes. It's me and my boys. And, you know, I may go up in a puff of smoke or get my, you know, body vaporized by an EFP or, you know, get shot in the face in the turret or ambushed at this traffic. I mean, on and on and on it goes. Mm-hmm. You want to hear some real badass guys? You know, talk to the dudes that fought in Fallujah or Ramadi.
And that lived like fucking in the dirt
like
for a
pigs.
Year, bro. Dude, no showers. Like some of those guys, I got some messages like, man, I didn't shower for fucking 9 months, dog. 9 months. And that's what the infantry is designed for. You are designed to occupy a battle space and live in a foxhole and hold that position until they can get all their supplies indefinitely.
Yeah.
So it just that whole thing with the the women joining combat arms. My biggest thing with that was that women have to wash their vaginas. If they don't wash their vaginas, they could get very sick. So now we're having to make sure our soldiers are not getting sick. So we're now having to utilize logistics and trucks to take them to shower stations that may or may not be there, so they don't end up dying in the foxhole next to you. And from whatever happens in your vagina. Is there a technical term?
I'm sure there is.
I mean, but the Marine Corps did a study it was while I was in college, so it had to have been like 2015 when they were just talking about, opening up combat arms to females, and they did a regular all male infantry platoon. They didn't select anybody. They were just they just grabbed random people. Went, okay, you guys are going to make this platoon, and then they did a mixed platoon of male and female, and then they did a full platoon of female. Right, so they all had the same tasks. They basically went down a sticks lane. Hey, conduct, conduct battle drill 1 alpha, conduct battle drill 1, platoon attack, squad attack, conduct battle drill 6, inner building clear room, and then moving, casualties and things like that. The mixed platoon took more non-combat or, non-training related injuries. So they're all training, but guys were overworking muscles because the female has to carry the saw. And now she can't do it anymore. So now I got to empty stuff out of her ruck so I can carry it. Now, are there females out there that can do it? Hell yeah. But there ain't that many. And when we lower our standards, I don't care if it's a dude or a chick. If you lower your physical fitness standards for the infantry, people are going to get broke off, and you're not going to be able to have the effects when you have to go do battle drill 1 alpha.
I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys' commentary, and I watch you guys all the time.
What's your name, man?
I'm a big fan.
What's your name, bud?
Well, my name, I'm going to just keep it as Poopy Johnson.
Poopy Johnson. That's it. You don't have to tell me your government name. We just need somebody to thank.
Poopy Johnson.
Poopy Johnson, man. Thank you so much for the support. Thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
And so, she does a lot of heavy lifting. I mean,
look at you.
I know.
She's got to.
Yeah. Oh God, man, that was harsh. That was harsh.
I'm just kidding.
I'm waiting for the text to come in on that one. So, Lone Wolf TY 160. So he commented under the video. This is what he said, and I'll read it to you.
Under your video?
Yeah.
Right,
he said, so I wasn't going to comment on this anti-hero podcast. I had 4 people in my unit crash in a helicopter this week and die who were special operations soldiers. But for this guy, meaning me, to say special operations only exists for 11 Bravo Marine Infantry is fucked up. So should the folks in my unit not get the same respect being special operations because they aren't Marine Infantry or 11 Bravo? Here's my first thing. Of course not. Dude, people die in training all the time, and it's a freaking travesty. I had people roll over at NTC. They didn't die in combat, and it freaking sucked. It gutted everybody. And, dude, our hearts go out to, I can speak for everybody in this room, our hearts go out to every single one of those soldiers' families who lost their loved one just training. They didn't even go to the war, and it sucks. It's even harder sometimes to deal with losing your buddies in training than it is in actual combat.
Yes.
It is freaking terrible. And dude, if there's any way we can help them, I guarantee you we will do it. Well, that said, special operations forces have had plenty of their time in the sun. So if you want to get on there and go, oh, well, what about special operations? What about being a freaking quiet professional, bro? How about that? How about the 20-year global war on terror, which looks like to everybody out there was fought by 1 or 2 groups of people? Go to the Infantry Museum at Fort Benning, Georgia, and go look at those names and tell me how many of them were special operations troops. It's not that many. The vast majority were 88 mics and medics and scouts and grunts and field artillery guys and every other thing under the sun. So, no, we're not saying anything about that. What we are saying is you had your time in the sun. go back to being a quiet professional and train for the next war. And let the guys who did some really hard stuff and never got a moment to say anything about it, let them fucking talk. Sorry, I'm done.
JV team for life.